Hello, students. What we are looking at here is a number line, and it's a number line that shows us positive numbers and also negative numbers. And what we are concerned with in this video is the negative numbers, because what we're going to look at is what happens when we add a negative number with another negative number. So we're really going to look at this area over here, from 0 to -10. Okay, so and then obviously this continues forever. It would never stop. It would be -11, 12, -13, -14, -15, -16, on and on and on and on and on forever. But I want you to imagine that I was going to add together. I wanted to add -2 plus -5. Because imagine that I borrowed $2 from my brother. So that's -2 because I owe him $2. And then I had to borrow $5 more from my brother. So how much would I owe him? So the number line can be helpful. So -2 plus -5. So again, we're concerned with over here in this negative area. So let's look first at -2. Here's -2. So I went from 0 to -2 first. And then a -5. I'm going to go an additional -5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts me here at -7. So -5, and this was a -2. So -2 plus -5 equals -7. Just think for a minute about something easy though. What if I just added two plus 5? 2 plus 5, we all know that answer. That answer is 7. So if we're adding two negative numbers, -2 plus -5, it's really just a regular old addition problem, but we make our answer negative. So it's just like 2 plus 5, but we make our answer negative. All right, so what I want to show you is several problems here where I won't use a number line, because the number line really can't accommodate these problems because the answers would stretch beyond -10. So I want to show you how we can do each of these just like we would do a regular addition problem, but give it a negative answer. So we have -7 plus -7. So -7 is just like a 7. So I'm going to think of it as a 7 for a second, plus another 7. And I know that 7 plus 7 is what? What's 7 plus 7? That equals 14. But what I want to remember is that I'm talking about a -7 plus a -7. So my answer should be negative. So the answer would be -14. So -7 plus -7 equals -14. Change up my color here. -8 plus -11. So again, they're both negative and I'm adding. So I know right away my answer is going to be negative. And then I want to think, what is 8 plus 11? 8 plus 11? That's 19. But I also want to remember that it was a -8 plus a -11, which would give me an answer of -19. Sometimes it's helpful to think of it as money. If somebody borrows $8 from you and then borrows $11, you would definitely be able to add that up because it's money. You would say, hey, you owe me $19. So -19 for them because they owe you. And I guess you could also say -19 for you because you gave that money out and you wouldn't have it anymore until they paid you back. So it's just simply adding the numbers that you see and making them negative. And this works when it's two negative numbers being added. So here we have -5 plus 19. Again, we know the answer is going to be negative. So we think, what's 5 plus 19, 24. So our answer, negative 24. And moving on, negative 10 plus negative 4. Again, I'm adding two negatives, so I know my answer is going to be negative. What's 10 plus 4? 14. So my answer is going to be negative 14. And here I go. I have negative 13 plus negative 6. I'm adding two negative numbers. So my answer is going to be negative. 13 plus 6 is 19. So my answer is negative 19. All right, let's change up color because I haven't done that in a while. Adding a negative 18 plus a negative 20. So again, two negative numbers I'm adding. So I know my answer is going to be negative. What's 18 plus 20? 38. So my answer is negative 38. All right, last row that I'm going to show you. So we have negative 17 plus negative 8. Again, my answer is going to be negative because I'm adding one negative and another negative. So then I just ask myself, what's 17 plus 8? 25. So my answer is 25. And then I move on. Negative 24 plus negative 4. Again, I'm adding two negative numbers, so I know my answer is going to be negative. 24 plus 4, that's 28. So my answer is negative 28. And last but not least, negative 18 plus negative 10. Again, I'm adding two negative numbers. So now I know my answer is going to be negative. So what's 18 plus 10? 28. So my final answer, negative 28. And there's many, many more problems on this sheet to do. And that's what you're going to be doing in class today. And then there's also a homework sheet, as it says there, 30 problems to do there. But it's just good practice to be able to add negatives plus negatives because it's something you have to do throughout your math life and career. So hopefully this video was helpful. Any questions? See me on Zoom or Google Classroom.